saying, you are still saying he will do the right thing. He does not even know how to do the right thing. He doesn't know how to do it. You are telling him to resign. He thinks he's in charge. And I want to just correct the issue of Matiang'i. I listened to Matiang'i carefully, and he did not talk about a dialogue like meetings. He talked about listen. He talked about we need to listen to each other. And I think dialogue could also just mean listen, isn't it? Dialogue does not mean you have to sit down. Dialogue could just mean that young people came with a 9-point agenda, Fred. Dissolve parliament and dissolve the cabinet. Well, he might not have to dissolve parliament, but executive, he had to dissolve it and change it. He talked about bring back Linda Mama, bring back Edu Afia, take the university funding model to pre-2022 model. They talked about remove house levy. Because you see, these kids, why are they talking about house levy? They have parents whose income has been brought down that they cannot get that extra pocket money to school, and they cannot be able to buy clothes. In my family, we haven't changed clothes for 3 years. We are just using old clothes. We go for Christmas with the clothes of the last year's Christmas, because there's nothing we can do. I'm telling my wife, just ensure, just to stay alive and survive is enough. So when you go for shopping, if we used to pick butter, we said, let's not take butter now, let's just go take Blue Band only. I'm sure everybody is living that thing. Fred, these people do not know. When you see, I saw another woman was crossing the road. The way she crossed the road broke my heart. I crossed and asked her, what is wrong, ma'am? She told me she's carrying a mortuary bill. She's carrying a hospital bill. 19 million Kenyans are on CRB, Fred. That is 66% of adult population. So some of us here could be on CRB, some of us here. I don't know whether you are there or you are not. Maybe if CRB was heaven, tunaweza onana. But unfortunately, hatuwezi onana huko chini kwa CRB, but tuko hapo chini. So the people are suffering, Fred. And we have given the president, he asked for 100 days, it passed. He asked for 1 year, it passed, my brother. That's why you left. I think you are leaving for me. When I saw you left, I thought maybe you waited and you realized you are waiting for a ship at the airport. You know, you cannot wait for a ship at the airport. It won't arrive. Neither can you wait for a plane in the sea. They don't match. So I'm trying to say, you cannot get snow in a desert. This cannot happen. So for me, I have told you when I talk about the issue of transitional government, we have waited and waited. And there's something here that even somebody put a petition in High Court, by the way. I agree
with what Gachagua said yesterday, that no one wants to kick out Ruto.
By the way, Gachagua has said, not just yesterday, he said he is saying 1 term. He has not said half term. It is Gen Z who cannot wait because they are really paining. So it's Gen Z who said half term. In fact, Fred, the opposition has been saying they are preparing for a serious election, and that's why
when you talk about a transitional government, are you talking about half term?
Yes, because look here, and this is my reasoning, Fred. The current government are incapable of handling the election. Look at what's happening in IBC. You appoint IBC.
It is a route towards that I'm more concerned about.
Because, Fred,
you talked about suspending the constitution.
No. A transition, national
ways
accord.
Of removing the president from
national
power.
Accord.
There's impeachment through parliament.
Yes,
and
not removing
vote
him.
Or resigning.
But Fred, talk about doctrine of necessity. There was no prime minister position in the constitution, isn't it? We took a national accord because the country was burning. And we brought national accord and formed a prime minister. And that saved the country, but helped us birth a new constitution. The president alone, as currently speaking, is incapable to take this country, even transitioning to 2027. I'm telling you, Fred, we are sitting with you here. People are preparing how to campaign 2027. We might actually have more problems because, mark my word, for Ruto to get back second term is hard. For him to leave State House is harder. So choose your hard. Do you want to have hard or harder? Let me just finish my point here, Fred. When you hear Raila Odinga talking about we need to have dialogue, I've studied this. I have always told you I can study what's happening here between the president and Raila Odinga. Let me predict what they mean. They want us to go to Bomas, first of all, to buy time, because it will take 6 months to discuss in Bomas. People sit down and get allowances. So they are buying time. Now, how many months are remaining if you take away 6 months, isn't it? Then secondly, they might actually come and say, now because of this dialogue, there is no time for election. Let's form a government of national unity and bypass election in 2027. Because if there's one thing Ruto does not want, mark my word, is election.
Okay.
And if there's one thing Raila doesn't want, is one thing, what? Election. Status quo for them will work in their favor. And that's why I'm even telling my brother is in opposition. By the way, I don't have a position to speak on their behalf. I am just working in the commission, which is under them. You get me? But I am sure.
Is it a transitional government what is being discussed in that commission?
No. Okay. I'm suggesting like a governance expert.
Okay.
But also, I was just even other Kenyans feel about it.
At least we are clear that it's not their opposition.
And Professor is a highly praised professor. Is one of the best brains we have. Okay. These ideas, but I'm saying, so that we don't get lost. What we don't want is where guys will get in and begin talking about
But Fred, allow me to say something. Dr. Mbai has a very good point. He has said to resign is at the president's discretion.